This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, so I'll share my screen and let's start. Let's start the session. So today's class is basically an introductory class. I'll tell you because I don't know how much you know about SAP. Okay, so each one of you just let me know what do you know about SAP. What is SAP software? Why do we use it? Basically, what is the need of using SAP software? How will it help us? So let's try to analyze SAP in terms of what are its advantages and why do we basically need this.
So, sir, SAP is all about a product life cycle, maybe in manufacturing industry or
Hmm.
so when a product starts, it right from the
Hmm.
inventory to
Hmm.
production and then payment slips, invoices,
Hmm.
and
Hmm.
regulatory related issues. You can connect all the collaborate the SAP all modules and
Hmm.
deliver
Okay.
it with good speed.
Okay.
So every module is connected to each other. Once it
Yeah,
goes
yeah, that is
from,
correct.
yeah.
Hmm.
So this is what
Okay.
I can.
Hmm. Fine. Fine. Sandesh. Thanks. So SAP is basically a software which is used, like he said, he gave an example of manufacturing sector. In the manufacturing sector, right from ordering raw materials from your vendor up to you complete the production process, you package the product and you send it to your customer. The entire life cycle of a product can be controlled using SAP software. So we have different modules in SAP. Like we have SAP MM module is there, FICO is there. Then we have production planning. We have warehouse management. We have sales and distribution. We have EHS. Then we have SAP plant maintenance. Okay, product compliance module is also there, and a supply chain management module is there. So any business process, let's say you start a company tomorrow, and if you want to manufacture any product and sell that product in the market, your SAP software has a solution for each and every business process. Not only what I just told you, apart from this, you even have a HR module, HCM module is also available. And you have a quality management module also available. Project system module is also available. So there are basically, I can say, more than 100 modules are there in SAP, which you can integrate with each other so that the data flow will, the data will flow from one module to another module. So that is the reason why most of the companies go for SAP ERP software. Okay, that is one thing. As Sandesh told. Any other exposure, any other points do you want to add, or anything else do you know about SAP? Okay, why do we need this basically? We can do it, without even any ERP software also we can do. Like just imagine 40, 50 years ago, there were no computers, no software, nothing. Up to now, most of the government industries are not using any software at all. They do everything manually. So how is it different? If I start using SAP ERP software, what difference is it going to make?
So we can deliver the product fast.
Okay, deliver the product fast and
So error can be
minimized. Error
minimized.
in what?
Error in all sections, all departments.
Okay, okay. Yeah. Human errors can be avoided because we are depending on technology. Okay,
Yes.
okay. Any other advantage? Yeah, so you want to add something? I hope I am audible. I hope my voice is clear.
Yes, yes.
Okay, Tushar, you want to add something to this?
Yeah, sir. The analysis also we can do in each and every processes. The data statistics also can be available through the SAP, sir. For any particular department or for a particular process also we can analyze, sir, through SAP.
Okay, we can do analysis. Basically, that is what you are saying. Yeah, that is also correct. Especially, you can identify the trend in terms of, let's say, how many incidents are happening. If we speak about EHS module, last month, how many incidents occurred? 10 incidents, maybe 15 incidents. You can get analytical reports. What was the reason why there were 15 incidents? What is going wrong? Can we implement some safety measures to bring that under control? You can analyze by reflecting on the data that has already been captured. That is one advantage. And secondly, see, mainly why we use SAP is because from the business perspective, I want to utilize my resources with full capacity. If I start a new company, my goal will be that during the initial days, I should utilize my resources in a very efficient manner. If possible, up to 90-95% of my resources have to be planned and have to be utilized properly. Only then I can expect some profit to be generated going forward. Otherwise, what will happen if there is no planning with respect to the materials? If there is no planning as per how much human resources I have to utilize, or if there is no planning related to production, then what will happen is I cannot expect good returns, in the future. So SAP ERP software or any ERP software for that matter, it helps companies to utilize their resources, to first of all plan their resources and utilize their resources with full capacity. For the 100% utilization of the resources, ERP software will be very helpful. It can be related to procurement of raw materials. It can be related to planning the production. It can be related to your warehouse operations, logistics operations, like sales and distribution operations. It, it can be related to any business process. With SAP ERP software, you can really improvise on your available resources. That is the main advantage. Otherwise, why do you think companies will spend crores of rupees on this? See, it is not a very simple software. Let me tell you, if you want to implement SAP software in a company, you have to spend crores of rupees. Ideally, maybe like take example of 50 crores or 100 crores or sometimes 130 crores of rupees have to be spent on this, on licensing, on implementing the software. Okay, and it also depends on how many modules you want to implement. Some companies only go for basic modules like FICO module, MM module, SD, plant maintenance, production planning, say supply chain management. So some basic modules they will try to implement first. So depending on how many modules you are implementing, you have to spend so many crores of rupees. If there is no use, long-term benefit, if they don't see, then why will they invest so much money? So obviously there are some advantages of SAP ERP software. That is why a lot of companies invest so much money into this ERP software. Okay. So this is the ERP software and why we use ERP softwares. By the way, SAP is not the only company. There are other companies also. We have Microsoft, we have Oracle Corporation. Even these companies provide ERP softwares. Okay, but the market leader is SAP. They are the first software company that brought ERP software into the market. So the credit goes to SAP. Okay. Now, by the way, I just want to know, does anybody know the full form of SAP?
Yes,
Because if
systems
you are,
application
uh,
processing
yeah,
in products in data
systems,
applications
uh, and
processing products
hmm,
in data processing.
products in data processing. Okay, this is a full form of SAP. So as you can see, it is nothing but systems, application, and products in data processing. So your SAP software, don't think it will do some big deal. No, it is not even an artificial intelligence. The main use of SAP software is you can store the data in the SAP software. You can generate reports out of that data. You can analyze the data. So your SAP software works only on the available data. Whatever your data you put into the SAP software, it will use that data and it can generate reports. Anything outside of this data, it cannot do anything. It cannot control machinery. It cannot control like artificial intelligence, robotics. Nothing is going to happen. This is just a data processing software. That's all. SAP. And you should know the full form because a lot of times they will ask this question just to understand how much do you know about SAP. And second question related to the same software, what is ERP?
Enterprise resource planning.
Yes, enterprise resource planning. So whatever I told you up to now, utilization of your resources in a company, planning the production or sales and distribution of your product, all that planning is there now, or the resource utilization. So to maximize that, we'll be using ERP, which is nothing but enterprise resource planning. You're going to plan your resources using this software. Okay, so these are the two important full forms. So during the classes, what I also expect is you keep a book and pen with you. Wherever required, I will ask you to make some important notes, because at the end of the course, I will share all the notes and all I will be sharing, but it is very difficult for you. There are hundreds of pages in the notes. You cannot really identify which is important and which is not important. So wherever required, I will tell you to write some notes which will be very useful for you when you are preparing for interviews. So if not today, from tomorrow, we can keep a document, a copy with you so that you can make some important notes. All right. So this SAP is a software company, as you know. Do you know in which country this was originated, or in which
Germany.
country? Yeah.
Germany.
Okay. Yes, yes, that's right. SAP is basically a German-based software company. It has its headquarters based out of Waldorf in Germany. Okay, it was started in 1970s. So to tell you a little bit historical data about SAP, SAP was started in 1970s by three engineers, IBM engineers. Uh, they actually were working on a project which abruptly came to an end, and the IBM company told them to stop working on the project. But what they did is they decided to resign from the company and they continued the research. So it is because of those three engineers SAP came into existence. So they developed first, I think it was a finance module which they developed. Then they gave that software to the industries within Germany so that they can see how is the performance of the software. The results were very satisfactory. The companies who were using the software were also feeling the benefits of the software. So slowly what they did, these three engineers, they began to add more and more modules into the SAP domain. Like they next added plant maintenance, materials management, sales and distribution module, HCM module. Like that, slowly they began to design the business processes in the software and they began adding more and more modules. So currently, SAP has its offices in more than 180 countries and it has a customer base of around 4.5 lakhs. So you can imagine from 1970s up to now, almost 50 years. So it has made a big journey. Okay, now it is one of the biggest software companies in the world. SAP is the world's third largest software company. So you can imagine, though we were not hearing about SAP a lot, only after 2002, 2003, we started hearing about SAP. Before that, it was just Microsoft, Windows, only those things were available. Okay, but this software was already used in many countries, in Germany, in France, in Britain, they were already using this software. Now, how many industries do you think this will support? SAP is a software which can be applied to any industry sector, not only manufacturing, not only civil and construction, not only oil and gas. There are about 12 industry sectors in which SAP can be implemented. Okay, 12 sectors and 25 industries. So that is how very versatile this SAP software is. You bring any kind of industry. It can be process industries, discrete industries, consumer-based industries, service industries, financial services, or even public services. Public services means like utility companies. Those companies which provide electricity, water supply, gas. Okay, so even those utility companies can also use SAP software. So it is supporting 25 industries and 6 industry sectors. Who are the main competitors of SAP? Mainly, there are very few competitors are there, but the biggest competitor is Oracle Corporation. Oracle Corporation is the biggest competitor, and followed by that we have even Microsoft. But about 36% of the market share lies with SAP. SAP controls 36% of the market share in ERP software business. Next comes your Oracle Corporation, about 16%, and Microsoft about 5%. So that is a little bit information about SAP and its competitors. Now coming to the latest technology, SAP was initially working on ECC component. ECC component means ERP central component. Even nowadays, we have many companies who use ECC system. ECC system was like, just like, if I have to give you an example, if you remember, we used to use mobile phones, Nokia 1100, Nokia 6600. On which technology it was based? Those old mobile phones. It was not Android. I am not
on
able
Java.
to recall. Java, yes, but the technology was something else. I'm not able to recall that name. Okay, I forgot the name. Fine. So it was based on that old technology. But now what do we have? We have Android smartphones, okay, which is the latest technology. Similarly, even in our ERP softwares, earlier we used to use ECC system, but now we have SAP S4HANA. So what is S4HANA? S4HANA basically is very user friendly. This is a new technology. It allows users to graphically interact very conveniently with the software. No need to remember a lot of transaction codes. You can easily, like how you do the shopping on Amazon websites, it will look like a website wherein you can create incident accident reports. You can schedule some tasks to the users, or you can create MSDS. All this stuff can be done, and it is very fast compared to ECC. Okay, because it can upload the data much faster as compared to the ECC software. That is one thing, and it is like more user friendly. User will not feel so much difficulty while using the software. So the basic functions is the same like your ECC system, but only in terms of the speed of operation and the graphical representation is much more convenient. So that is why nowadays S4HANA is the latest technology which most of the companies are going for. So you can write down this SAP HANA, you can write the full form, and also SAP ECC, where ECC stands for ERP Central Component, and HANA stands for High Performance Analytic Appliance. HANA stands for High Performance Analytic Appliance, whereas ECC stands for ERP Central Component. These are the basic two technologies.
So can you please repeat again, HANA and ECC?
Yeah, I'll tell you. SAP, can you see my screen? Actually, it is written here. I'll tell you. SAP ECC. SAP ECC, the full form is ERP Central Component for ECC. ERP Central Component. And for SAP HANA, where HANA stands for High Performance Analytic Appliance. High Performance Analytic Appliance. Okay, so another main difference is, in ECC system, the database where all the users' data or master data gets stored is on an Oracle database. They use Oracle database to store all the data of a company. But in SAP HANA, you can use Microsoft SQL is there as the database. You can because it is highly efficient. It can work better than Oracle. So they have changed the database now to MySQL, and you can store the data either on-premise servers, on physical servers, or you can even use a cloud technology for storing the data. It is quite possible. Either you can store the data on cloud technology you can use, or you can store the data on physical servers. Both are available. And one more thing, see, one more advantage of using SAP HANA is you don't have to only use the SAP software on laptops or on desktop. You can even report an incident on your mobile phone. So there are apps available which you can download onto your mobile phones, and even using the mobile phones you can report some incidents. You can prepare reports and keep it if you don't have a internet connectivity, and later you can share the documents with your superiors. So the mobile phones or handheld devices can also be used under SAP S/4HANA. Whereas ECC you cannot. If you are using ECC technology, it is only limited to desktops and laptops. Cannot use handheld devices. So that is what has given more popularity to SAP nowadays. Otherwise, what happened? A lot of customers were ditching SAP and they were going to Oracle. They were migrating their entire data to Oracle ERP software. But because SAP again highlighted this technology, they came up with S/4HANA. So most of them again came back to SAP because it was supporting multiple devices. That's the main reason. Okay. And one more thing, see, I have heard a lot of people say SAP as SAP. Don't call it as SAP. It is not SAP. You should always refer to it as SAP. It is always to be referred as SAP. Fine then. Now let's go to SAP modules. SAP modules. So how many types of modules do we have in SAP? Basically, SAP can be the modules in SAP can be divided into two categories. One you can call as functional modules, and secondly you have technical modules. Okay, these are the two basic categories of your SAP modules. Functional module. What is the meaning of functional module? Any idea what is a functional module? Okay, I'll tell you. Yeah, Tushar, you want to say something?
So functional model means as per the client requirement, whatever is they required, like to as a process point of view, whatever requirement we want as SAP, the things are called as a functional models. Like not every industry require the each and every models available, but
Yes,
for a
yes,
specific,
exactly.
yeah.
Yeah, that's right. So depending on, and let's take from Sandesh. Sandesh, you want to add?
Yes, sir. The same thing I was going to add. And technical
Uh,
module Generally, it refers to the ABAP developer.
Yes, yes, exactly.
Yes.
You are right. So what I can say is functional module. Functional module is a module that directly benefits the business process. So let's say if the client company is a manufacturing company. So any module that is directly going to benefit their business, that is known as a functional module. Take example of production planning. Take example of quality management or sales and distribution or warehouse management. These are the modules that are somehow going to improvise the business process of the client. So that is the reason we call them as functional modules. Secondly, we have technical modules which are required to implement the functional modules. Without technical modules, you really cannot implement any SAP software. It is not possible. In functional modules, there are more than 100 functional modules which are available. I have told you some of them: FICO, MM, PM, PP, PS, EHS, quality management, etc., etc., HCM, sales and distribution, supply chain management, extended warehouse management. There are many modules. More than 100 functional modules are available. And now coming to the technical modules, like I said, if you want to implement any functional module, you definitely need a programmer or coding person to either do the programming for you, or he may even be able to design the reports. Let's say the client wants some report, okay, which is not there in the SAP system as of now. So what you should do as a functional consultant, you will take the requirement from the client, what is the data he wants in the report. You will transfer that requirement to the technical consultant, and the technical consultant will provide either the program or he will develop the report. So you are acting like a bridge between the technical team and the client. You are someone who understands the business process as well as how we can provide the solution in SAP. Whereas technical consultant, he don't know much about business. He is not bothered about business, whether they manufacture product or they manufacture software. It doesn't matter to them. All they care about is how do I run the software? How do I provide a solution from technical perspective? So in technical modules, we have some examples. I'll tell you. One is ABAM, is a very important module. Then you have basis module. Then you have security. Then you have BIBO or business warehouse. You can take example of business warehouse, etc., etc. So all these technical modules are also available, and anybody who has good experience in these modules, he will be known as a technical consultant. Okay, in this first one, ABAM, that is Advanced Business Application Programming. So the consultant who has learned this ABAP module is the one who will do the coding or programming, or sometimes if you ask him, he will design the reports, he will generate the reports, he will do a lot of technical stuff. Same thing goes with basis. So what happens in basis is when you implement SAP software in a company, what will happen is on the company network, you are going to connect all the SAP systems. Okay, so related to network and also related to data migration or data transfer from one system to another system. Without basis team, you cannot do these things. Let's say from my system, if I want to send or share some document with another SAP user, to transport the data from my system to another system without the help of basis team, it is not possible. Or even related to the network security, basis team are responsible whenever any new employee joins the company, providing him the user access, user ID, password and all to the SAP network. That is also taken care by the basis team. So basis full form is Business Application Software Integrated Solution. Business Application Software Integrated Solution. These two are very important. Apart from that, like I told you, security is also there, business warehouse, BIBO. There are many other technical modules. So likewise, we have two consultants. If we are learning SAP EHS module, will be known as a functional consultant, and anybody who has some knowledge in the programming or coding, we call him as a technical consultant. Two types of modules, two types of consultants. But apart from these two, there is one more consultant. We call him as techno-functional consultant. So let us take an example. Now we are learning SAP EHS module. After you complete EHS module, let's say you want to learn the coding, you want to learn ABAP. So you go and do the course in ABAP. You have both the knowledge of functional module as well as technical module. So when you want to start working as a SAP consultant, they will call you as a techno-functional consultant, so that you can do the job of both the people, like the job of the technical consultant also, and you can work as a functional consultant also. That is why they will call you as a techno-functional consultant. Okay. So these are the SAP modules. Some basic idea you should have. That is why I'm saying all this. Next, coming to SAP projects. SAP project types. Can you tell me how many types of SAP projects are there, if you know? SAP projects. You may be thinking, why do we need all this? Because when you attend some interview, the interviewer will be he will be having a lot of experience. So he will talk about support projects, he will talk about implementation project. You should have some idea what he is talking about. You should understand his language. That is why it is important that before you learn EHS module, you should know some basic things in SAP. That is why I spent some time taking you through all these concepts. Okay, so how many types are there in SAP project types? Okay, you can note this down as well. If you have a book with you, you can note down. There are basically 4 types of projects. One is implementation project, support project, then you have rollout project, and fourth one is upgradation project or enhancement project. These are the 4 types of projects. What is an implementation project? Let's take an example, like there is a company. It can be like let's say Siemens. Siemens is a company which was not using any ERP software. Now they have decided they want to implement SAP software in their company. So what they'll do is, first they will designate one PMC company like your E&Y, Accenture. There are many PMC companies. So they will be the main contractors, or I can say they will be the main consultants. So PMC will again select some IT company. It can be L&T, LTI, it can be HCL Technologies, Infosys. They will select one of the IT company. Then that IT company is responsible for taking the requirements from the client, how many modules they want, what functions do they want in each module, whether they want S4 HANA or ECC system, how many users they want to use this SAP software. All these requirements, first what they will do is they will collect these requirements, and then they will start implementing the project. Okay, so from the scratch they are going to implement the SAP software in a company. That kind of a project is known as implementation project. It depends. It may vary from 10 months to 15 months. The project will be the project duration. and there will be almost 20 to 22 consultants who will be working. That includes your project manager, as well as it includes your solution architect, and it includes all the module consultants. So this will be a very big team. 20 to 25 people easily will be working on a big project. And somewhere you have to spend up around 100 crore to 130 crore is the budget, estimated budget that you need to spend on an implementation project. Okay, so implementation project is nothing but it is you are going to implement the SAP software for the first time in a company, or it may also happen that they are using Oracle's ERP software. Now they don't want that; they want to migrate to SAP. Even in that case, what you do is you will completely uninstall the Oracle software from the company systems, and then you will implement the SAP software. Again, that is also known as a implementation project. Okay, so ideally how much experience do you need to work as a in an implementation project? They ask for at least 4 to 5 years of experience. They will ask at least 4 to 5 years of experience in a implementation project. Now going to the support project. Any idea what is a support project?
Maybe one already any company is using an ERP software and now they need a support on that.
Yeah, exactly. So maybe you will require a lot of times to take the support from the consultants, support consultants. Let's say you can take any example. If you have purchased a new washing machine, you don't understand how to operate it, or there is some technical difficulty. What do? You will immediately call up the support team. The support consultant will help you out in running the washing machine. Similarly, whenever SAP software is implemented newly, the end users will find it very difficult, what are the options, what transaction codes. Sometimes there will be technical challenges. They will not be able to create a report. They will not be able to generate a report, or they may not be able to share some data on the SAP network. So for these kind of issues, what they will do is they will raise a ticket and they will ask for help from the support consultants. So that is known as a support project, where the company is presently using the SAP software, but you are there as an IT consultant to help them for any difficulty. Okay, that is known as a support project. Usually, support projects are handed over for a period of 5 years or sometimes 10 years. It depends. Again, within SAP support projects, you have many types of agreements or projects. I'll highlight some of them. In support projects, you will find there will be 24/7, 24/5, on-call projects, on-site and off-site. These are some of the project support projects. So as you can see, 24/7 means there are some companies like utility companies or power generation companies, power generation plants, and some even petrochemical companies that work 24/7. They don't stop the equipments. It will be continuously running. The production will be going on continuously 24/7. So such kind of industries will need the support 24/7. They cannot say that okay, today is Sunday, we'll see that on Monday. It cannot happen. If they stop the production or if there is any issue with the software, then it will amount to huge losses. They will lose crores of rupees in a matter of hours. That is why these are very critical operations. So you need 24/7 project. So you have IT consultant, support consultant sitting in different shifts, and whenever there is any requirement, they have to support the client. So you have 24/7. Similarly, you have 24/5, because some manufacturing companies may not run for 24 hours. They may be shut for Saturdays and Sundays. You don't work on Saturdays, Sundays. So why do you have to pay more money, by keeping the consultant for 24/7? So they will make an agreement where they require the support only during 5 days of the week. On Saturday and Sunday, they don't need any help. So that is 24/5. On call means you can, if there is any technical challenge, you can directly call up the support consultant. He will guide you on call, just like your customer care. You can call them up directly. Next is on-site and off-site. What is the meaning of on-site support project, off-site support project?
On-site means directly working on client location or manufacturing location,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
outside is working on office.
yes. So what happens here, on-site means, see, there are some big companies. If you see Saudi Aramco, Reliance, Adani, big companies, they don't want to take the help from the off-site company. They want the support team to be available, readily available at their own location. So what these IT companies will do, they will deploy some support consultants at the client location. They will be sitting with the client and they'll be happy to support them whenever the need arises. That is on-site. Off-site means the client company will be in one location, maybe in Africa. You are going to support them remotely, sitting in Hyderabad or in Bangalore. That is an off-site support. Okay, so these are some of the basic differences between your on-site, off-site, and again it depends on what kind of SLA they prepare. SLA means service level agreement. Okay, and also there are different levels of tickets that will be issued. No need to go here so deeply at this point of time. Just remember, even in support project, there are 3 levels. I will just write that. You have level 1, level 2, and level 3. So what are these levels basically? Whenever there is any minor technical issue, okay, what happens is when the client raises the ticket, it will come first to the junior level consultant. At level 1, you will find all the junior consultants will be sitting. How they will provide the solution? They will see what is the technical issue, what is the difficulty. They will search for that solution in the system. If they find the solution, they will directly reply to the email saying, you are not able to generate the report because of so and so reason. Please make the settings, you will be able to generate. They will search for the answer in the system itself and they will support them. That happens at level 1. At level 2, when the technical challenge is little bit tough, or the people who are sitting at level 1 cannot give a solution to the client, at that time what they do is they will escalate the ticket to the higher level. There will be a fixed time, let's say within 2 hours. If you are not able to resolve the issue, you have to escalate it to the higher level. It will go to level 2. At level 2, you will find senior consultants who will be sitting at level 2. They will be more skilled, they will have more knowledge on the module, so they will provide a solution at level 2 which is not solved at level 1. Even if they don't find the solution, or if the technical issue is very severe, in that case again they will escalate the matter to level 3, where your senior most people will be sitting. You will have people having 10 years or 15 years of experience will be sitting at level 3. They are going to support them. They are going to resolve the technical challenges. So these are the 3 levels we have in a support project. Okay, there are many other things which if I go deeply, then we will forget SAP EHS. So I will just refrain myself from going much deeper. Yeah, and the last, not last, the third type of a project is rollout project. Any idea what is a rollout project? rollout
Rollout.
project.
It's a last stage of the implementing the project onto the client side.
No. Okay. See, you are trying to give the answer from, yeah, in civil projects, that is what we say. Rolling out means you will be almost completing the project. During the handover, you will roll out, or you will give hand over the project to the client. No, here in SAP, rollout basically means, let's take an example again. Let's take example of Adani Ports. Adani Ports is presently operating in India in most of the major ports. You take example of Gujarat, take Mumbai, you take Goa, take Cochin, take Chennai, Vishakhapatnam. Maybe in some other parts also, you will find Adani is operating in lot of locations. Now, let's say Adani decides they want to implement SAP. So what they can do is, instead of implementing the SAP projects everywhere in one shot, they can select one particular location. Let's say they select Ahmedabad. Okay, they select Ahmedabad. They will implement SAP project first in that pilot location. They will run the software for at least 6 months, or maybe up to 1 year. They will see what are the benefits, how helpful it was. Then, if they are satisfied with the software performance, if they are happy, if it has made their work much easier, they will again contact the IT company and they will say same solution can be replicated in other locations. They can roll out the project from the pilot project to the rollout project. So they will implement the same solution in rest of the locations. That is known as a rollout project. So here also we have two types in this. One is known as local template, another is global template. Local template means within India or within some country, within the same country, you are implementing SAP in multiple locations. Then you call it as a local template. But again, there are companies like Nestle, you have Britannia, big FMCG companies, Unilever, who are operating in multiple countries. If they decide, that is on a larger scale. So what we call that, that is known as a global template, because the same SAP solution will be provided not only in India but also in other countries. So you can call it as a rollout project on a global scale. Okay, so these are the different types in rollout project. Two templates are there, local and global template. And then finally, you have enhancement project or upgradation project. So what is this project? In this project, a client who is already using a SAP software may decide tomorrow that, from SAP ECC system, he wants to migrate to S4 HANA. Now he wants to use the latest technology. So what he will do, again, he will contact the IT company. He will discuss the plan and he will give his requirement that he want to migrate his data to S4 HANA. At that time, the IT company will again take the requirement from the client and they will migrate the data from ECC system to S4 HANA. It will hardly take, 3-4 months time, most probably. Or the other case can be the client wants to add more number of functional modules into the SAP. Let's say they were just using core modules up until now. Now they want to use quality management, EHS management, and let's say they also want to use extended warehouse management and some other few other modules. So what they will do to the existing infrastructure, to the existing software, they want to add additional modules. So for that also you have to go for enhancement or upgradation. So this project will run for maybe, let's say, 4 to 5 months maximum, and it will require about 3-4 consultants, not more than that. That is known as an enhancement or upgradation project. This can happen if you are upgrading your software from a previous version to the latest version. That one possibility is there. Or second possibility is if you want to add more number of modules to the existing SAP software. That is also possible here. So these two types of activities are carried out in upgradation or enhancement project. Okay, so these are the project types in SAP. You should have some idea about these project types so that if you are giving an interview or even if you start working as a consultant, you should know how many types of projects are there. Because as soon as they select you, they will tell you you will be working in a support project, or they will tell you that you have to go for implementation project. So you should be familiar with this terminology. Okay, are you clear up to this?
Yes, sir.
Any difficulty?
No, sir.
It's clear, right?
Yes, it's clear.
Fine, fine. Then let's continue to SAP system landscape. I don't know, because you are not from IT sector, so you will not be knowing this. SAP system landscape means before you can implement any project for any client company, there will be actually three types of systems or servers. Mainly, you will have development. You can call it a system or server. Anything. Development system, quality system, and then you will have production system. These are the three types of system that will be there in SAP. This is the SAP system landscape or system architecture also you can call. So all your software related developments, all your software related whatever the configurations you make, whatever the solutions you provide in the SAP to the client, all that is done in development system. So basically I can say the software is installed and the software is modified as per the client requirement in development system. So this system will be under the control of the SAP consultants. They will be working on this development system. Once they are ready with the software, all the modifications have been made, all the requirements have been completely taken care of. Next, what you have to do is you have to test the software. You have to test whether the software is working as per the client requirement or not. So how do you do that? It is not possible in development system. You have to transport the data or you have to transport the entire software from the development system to quality system. And this is also not possible without the help of basis team. You have to first tell the basis team that you want to do the software testing. So at that time, they will transport the data from development system to quality system. There in the quality system, you can pass some input data. You can test the different parameters of the software and see for yourself whether the software is performing as per your requirement or not. That can be done either by the functional consultant. Sometimes the company will ask the functional consultant itself to do this software testing. Either they will ask you, or there will be other professionals known as software testing team. Those professionals are only concerned with the testing of the software, or those people will test the software. So if the software is working fine, then okay, they will pass the test. If there is some technical glitch, or if it is giving some wrong outputs, or if you are not able to generate the required result, then again you have to transport the software back to development system. You have to rework on the entire software. You have to rectify all the errors. Then again transport the software back to quality system. Test it again one more time. If it is working fine, then what you can do is you can transport the data from quality system to production system. Now, what is a production system? Production system is that system which is currently used live by the client. So let's say if you are working in a plant, in a manufacturing plant, whatever the computer systems you find now in the production area, or maybe within the plant, those computer systems are known as production systems. So only when you have successfully tested the SAP software, when everything is working fine, even when you are testing, some of the client management people will also come when you are testing the software. They will see the testing by themselves. They will see whether it is all working fine or not. So, if they find, yeah, it is working okay, then they will again transport the software from quality system to production system, where the end user will be using now. So, like how Sohail and Tushar told that, I think Sohail, like he was using SAP EHS. So he was an end user. He was using the software. That is only possible when the software is sent from quality system to production system. So he will start using the software. They will start creating the reports. They will start inputting the data. But sometimes what happens, he may feel some difficulty. He may find that the system is not working as per their requirement, or they are not able to generate certain reports as per their requirements, or they need some modification in the software. A lot of times such requirement will come up after you move the data into the production system. So they will again contact the IT company consultants. They will say, look boss, we need some modification in this, we cannot use it like this way, it will consume lot of our time, so we want you to modify some of the settings in the software. They will request you. Then what will happen, again the software has to be transported back to the development system, but it cannot happen directly. You cannot transport the software directly from production system to development system. It is not possible. First, you will transport the software from production system to quality system, and from quality system, you have to again transport to development system. So this is the way that you can transport the software. Directly, there is no connection between production system and development system, because the data in production system is very sensitive. If there is any loss in data, then who will pay for the damages? Sometimes it may happen that in the production system, you may lose some data. So in such cases, it will be heavy loss for the company. So what you need to do is you have to keep this in mind. You have to take action, appropriate action, and in a very safe manner, you have to transport the data from one system to another system. So basically, this is the model they follow when they are implementing any SAP software. You have development system, quality system, and production system. Each one having its own usage. Each one of it will be used by a certain group of people. Now, if you ask me, can a consultant directly go and check in the production system? He will not be allowed. He cannot connect to the production system directly, and he cannot change any data. That is unauthorized. The only possibility is the IT consultant can work on a development system, or he can work on a consulting system. There will be no direct access to the production system, because that is a very sensitive data. All your production related data, sales related data, all that will be in the production system. So if they give access to consultants, there may be a breach of data security. So that is why they don't give access directly. Okay, so remember this system landscape. Again, this is very important when you are working as a consultant. Okay, any doubt so far, or any challenges?
Sir, am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Yeah, previously I was speaking, but my voice was not audible to you.
Yeah, maybe.
So I rejoined. Actually, when I was an end user and I have to give training to the people in the plant. So that time, lot of people used to tell that it is very slow while uploading data and anything. So because during the production hours, they will get many very less time to report all the incidents and whatever they see like unsafe ads, unsafe condition and near miss, they need to report, means they
No.
will have less time. In that less time they need to
Yes.
report, and the same
Hmm.
they will face issues like it is uploading like slow. So those kind of
Hmm.
complaints we will get repeatedly. So in that
Yes.
case,
Yes.
what
Yes.
we need to do? What is the procedure? So may I know that?
See, yeah, there are two things. See, you can reduce the number of active users. Let's say in your company, if there are 500 people working, maybe the SAP access is given to 100 people. Let's say, for example. So the load on the software may be very high, which may result in the lag time. You cannot upload the data much faster. That may be one reason. So what you need to do is you have to reduce the number of end users. That is one possibility. Second possibility is you can migrate from your ECC system to S4HANA. Mostly whatever you're doing, no, I told you while discussing about
Yes.
differences between ECC and S4HANA. This is one of the reasons. If you want to upload any data in ECC system, it takes a lot of time. It will not be uploaded immediately. But if you're using S4HANA, it is much faster and people will not have to wait for a long time. So either you reduce the number of end users or you migrate to S4HANA. That is the only possibility.
Okay, that's the thing we need to support, suggest to the client from our end, right?
Yeah. Your management basically. If the
Okay,
lag time is it is affecting your productive time. If it is creating a lot of technical challenges, then yeah, you have to report it. You have to say that this is the situation. People are suffering. Then they will again. It costs a lot in SAP. Even if you tell first, they will see how much they have to spend to upgrade to S/4HANA. Again, it will be in terms of crores of rupees. The management has to take a call whether they want to reduce the number of end users or they want to upgrade the software.
okay, got it.
Sir, as you are saying, this S4 HANA is the much faster. Means suppose the number of end users are more in the organization, and we move to the S4 HANA. So that time, the each user is connected through the updated servers, means like a cloud point of view, cloud server. So the process will be the fast as per the S4 HANA. S4 HANA. Am I audible? Am I audible to anyone?
Yeah, Tushar, you are audible, but I can't hear the trainer's
There was
voice.
some network issue. Sorry, there
Yeah, yeah.
was again a
Okay,
network.
So
okay,
you
sir,
got
it's
my.
okay.
Yeah, Tushar, tell me, you wanted to ask something.
Yes, sir. As Sohail has asked, there is a lag in
Hmm.
the uploading the data into this application, and you are
Yeah.
suggesting moving to the S4 HANA is the only solution. So all the end users will be connected in the S4 HANA on the cloud server or updated servers, right? So the process will be very much
Huh.
faster. So
Yeah, it will be faster. Yes.
okay, but the previous ECC servers you are saying is the comparatively very slow, and this
Hmm.
cloud one, this S4 HANA is comparatively very much faster. So the
Yes.
nowadays these organizations are moving into the S4 HANA
Hmm.
only.
Hmm.
So,
Hmm.
but even though
Hmm.
suppose the application or the device-based applications we are using for this safety point of view or EHS point of
Hmm.
view, so
Yeah.
that are the much faster than the ECC softwares, right? So, but
Yeah.
still
Right.
any organizations or the companies are utilizing this S4 HANA into the devices right now in the worldwide. The trend is going on nowadays, or only these the limited end users are only allowed in the organization that are doing that?
No, see, it is basically only limited users. You know, when you take the license from SAP, SAP will charge you on the basis of how many end users will be using the software.
Okay.
First, they will see what are the components that the client wants to use
Okay.
in the SAP, how many modules they want to use. Second is they want to know how many end users will be there who will be using the SAP software. So on these two bases, they will be charging you the annual fees from SAP for the license. Okay, so don't think any company will give access to SAP or as an end user. Not all the employees will be given access. There will be again division of different users. Some will be end users, some will be super users like your managers, who will have more authority. They will have more access or more control on the software. But if you are working at a junior level as a, let's say, as a EHS officer, then maybe you can only report certain incidents. You will be only able to use the limited functionalities in SAP EHS. So again, it depends on how many users want to use the SAP software as end users. Depending on that, you have to decide. Even for handheld devices, if you want to use SAP S/4HANA, even that will be limited.
Noted, sir. Got your point.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, any other doubt?
No, sir.
Okay. But again, see, let me tell you something. You may say in that case, sir, why not directly go to S/4HANA? Why do we have to use ECC system? See, again, these complications have been created by SAP itself. I don't know what is the reason, but the complication is that if you have implemented S/4HANA, you cannot use EHS Classical, the module which we are currently learning. You cannot use dangerous goods management. You cannot use hazardous substance management. It doesn't support waste management. It doesn't support specification management. There are so many limitations if you are using S/4HANA, because S/4HANA only supports EHS management module, not your EHS Classical. And what does EHS management contain? How many components are there in EHSM? How many components are there in EHS management?
No, sir. I don't have any clear idea about that, sir.
Okay, okay, no problem, Tushar. No problem.
Yeah. Earlier also, sir, I was asked a doubt about the EHS and EHSM, sir. So I'm very much unaware about this EHS and EHSM also as well.
Okay, okay, fine. See, they basically are somehow both related to the same thing, EHS. But see, I'll tell you what is the difference. In EHS management can be used in S/4HANA platform. Okay, it is possible, but it is very limited in scope. In EHS management, you can use in risk assessment, environment management, product compliance, and incident management. These are the only 4 components available in EHS management module. But compare that with EHS Classical. You have basic data and tools, you have product safety, global label management, hazardous substance management, dangerous goods management, then you have waste management, occupational health, industrial hygiene and safety. So there are totally 8 components which are supported in EHS Classical. Now tell me, if you, let's say you have a company, you have implemented S/4HANA and EHS management. What will you do if you have to use dangerous goods management? It doesn't support on your S/4HANA. You cannot use dangerous goods management. Suppose if you are manufacturing any hazardous product like fertilizers or some chemicals, and if you want to transport those products to your customer, then DGM is mandatory. You need to have dangerous goods management, which is not supported in S4HANA. What will you do in such a case? Or if you want to use waste management, if you are producing a lot of hazardous waste in the company, how will you use S4HANA? Because it doesn't support waste management. So in all such cases, whether you like it or not, you have to go back to ECC. You have to use ECC. So in some companies, they will parallelly use S4HANA as well as your ECC system. Selectively, they will use. For managing all your environment parameters, maybe they will use S4HANA or EHS management. Parallelly, they will also be using dangerous goods management, waste management, and other components.
Noted,
Okay,
sir.
so yeah, it has its own advantages and disadvantages. I don't know why they have created this complication, but that is what the customers face in SAP.
So, sir, we are going to study only the EHS classical only. We are not going to
Yes.
study management.
No. We won't study because it is a separate module altogether.
Okay.
But once you are clear with EHS classical, I don't think it will be a much problem for you in dealing with EHS management.
Noted, sir.
Because most of the concepts are covered under EHS classical. Your risk assessment, incident accident reporting, injury illness reporting, and your product safety, product compliance, all those stuff is there already in EHS classical.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. Yeah, any doubt, Sandesh?
No doubt, sir. So I was going to say now I can relate why still we are using ECC system.
Yeah.
Because we are also working on HASCOM, means hazardous chemical and DG. So we still so I was assuming this many days why we are not getting converted into HANA. So now the doubt has
exactly. Yeah.
we are still using ECC.
Yes. See, SAP, is a company which will make you dependent on them. They don't want to wind up PCC system. They want to keep it active. And how they do it is they will hook you up in both the cases. If you want to use only S4HANA, they will say, no, you cannot use waste management. You cannot use hazardous substance management. If you just want to use ECC, it is slow. So otherwise, what will happen? Everybody will dump ECC technology. Everybody will migrate to S4HANA. It is much simpler. But SAP don't want to lose those customers. They want the customers to be available in both ECC as well as S4HANA. Maybe after 5 years or 10 years, they may finally say, okay, we will stop using ECC. Let all the customers migrate to S4HANA. It may come, it may happen. But currently, the situation is that if you want to use all the components in EHS, you have to depend on S4HANA as well as on ECC. Both you have to use.
But sir, in the future, there will be some time that anyhow, anywhere or anytime they have to move towards the S4HANA as well, and they need to close the SAP ESS ECC as well, because that all the organization will ask. So that time, everything will be on the S4HANA only.
Yes.
But maybe it will take much time. Yeah.
Yeah, it will take a lot of time. See, to give you a best example, now we are using Android phones. Okay, fine, I agree. Does it mean that the Symbian technology is no more in application? Now I remember the technology name. The older, handsets, what we used to have, they were working on Symbian technology. Okay, now we have Android. So currently, you tell me, we are using Android. Okay, I agree. But Symbian technology, has it been completely wiped out? Have they shut down? Or are they still using it?
No, some mobiles are
Symbian,
still basic models
yeah,
are still
exactly.
having the Symbian technology.
Exactly. Because you need both. You don't want to lose those customers, no? Like if the people want to use simple handsets like Nokia, older black and white handsets, it is people's choice, man. You cannot say no, boss. You shut out this technology. You have to use only Android. You cannot. You have to give option to the customers. The more option you give, the more customer base will develop.
Means
So
it's
something
depend upon
similar. Huh,
the client budgeting. Like you can give the
exactly.
end technology as well or basic technology as well as per the
Exactly.
client budgeting
Yeah,
requirement.
exactly. Yes.
I got
So
I
that
got.
is how they are able to maintain 4.5 lakh customer base across the world. And mind you, they charge you for each and everything. If you don't renew the license, they will immediately stop the software. You cannot log in. They will lock it up. It's all profit driven software. Profit. Okay. Anyways, let's continue. There is just one small bit left out. I'll try to complete in another 5-10 minutes. That is nothing but tables in SAP. So what do you mean by tables? Do you have any idea what is a table in SAP, or why do we use tables in SAP? Or somewhere you might have heard about tables in SAP. Okay, you can note this down. Actually, this is a very important concept as far as SAP is concerned. Yeah, Sandesh, you have
Uh, yes,
anything to
sir.
say
Now,
about tables?
yes. To generate the data exactly about now, what I do is I generate an data for the released SDS in the system through
Hmm.
some transaction codes. So that may be a table.
Hmm. Okay, but that is a transaction code. That is a transaction code.
Yes.
Yeah, I'll tell you. Okay, fine. I'll tell you what is a table. See, whatever data you create in SAP software, where do you think that will get stored? Let's say you create some phrases or you create some specification in SAP EHS module. That data what you create now, where do you think it will get stored?
On the server or now like
Yeah, it
as
will
you
get,
Oracle
yes.
data.
Yes, exactly. On Oracle database, or basically on a database, the user data as well as the master data will get saved. But the thing is, every time you create the data, it will not automatically go into the server. No, it will temporarily get saved within the system. It will be there in the system. Then later on, after 24 hours, it will get saved into the server. This also you should know, which is not known for many people. People think as soon as you create some incident report, it will immediately go into the server and it will get saved. No, it doesn't happen like that. First, the information will be there in the system locally, it will be available. Okay, then later after 24 hours, all the data from your system will migrate to the server. That is the operation, real-time operation. So when it is getting saved within the system, what happens is there is a memory block or memory space. I can call it as table. So when you create a new data, all the user data gets stored on a table. So if you want to know the definition of a table, you can just write down one line for this. Table is a logical structure for storing data. Table is a logical structure for storing data, because you never know. In the interview they might ask you, though it is a very simple thing, they will ask you what is a table. So you should be in a position to explain them. You may know the answer, but how do you define that? How do you convincingly convey the information? That is more important. So table is a logical structure for storing data, first thing. Secondly, table is the set of rows and columns that are logically related. Table is a set of rows and columns that are logically related. Okay, so there are again 3 types of tables are available in SAP.
Sir, could you
We
give
can
us a simple example of the table in the form of SAP, sir?
SAP, I can give you example. MARA table is there, MARC table is there, MARD table is there. So these 3 tables store the material information, material data. Okay, this is the most simplest example. MARA is one of the tables that holds the general information about a material, like the material name, to which material type it belongs, what is the material category, how do you measure, what is the unit of measure of that material, etc., etc. That information will be stored in MARA table. How to access that, how you can see the details, all that I'll tell you later when we go to the server. Have you heard these tables? MARA, MARC, MARD?
Yes, sir, noted, noted.
Yeah. In EHS also you have ESTRH table. You
Yes,
have
sir.
a STAS table. Okay. So maybe you must have been more using the tables related to hazardous substances.
Yes, yes.
Okay. Fine. So basically, the tables are divided into 3 categories. One is you have transparent tables. You have a pooled table. Then you have cluster tables. These are the 3 types of tables which are there in SAP. We will not go into much detail, otherwise it will become too much technical. Nobody will ask you deeply regarding these tables. You just have to know how many types of tables are there, what is a table, why we use them. That is more than sufficient. So your SAP transparent tables is the tables that is accessible by the end users. We'll be dealing mostly with the transparent tables. So transparent table is used to store master data as well as the user data. A transparent table is used to store master data and user data. Okay, and they are accessible to the end users. So it contains a single table. Mostly the user data and master data will be stored in this SAP transparent tables. Next, coming to pooled tables. Pooled tables are nothing but these are the tables that will hold the technical data related to the system. These tables are not accessible to us. These are not accessible to the end user as well as the functional consultant. We won't be looking into this pool tables because it is a technical table. It will contain only the technical data, like some data related to your system. Customizing data or system data will be stored under these tables, pool tables. Next table is your cluster table. Cluster table is also a table which holds the technical data and it is only accessible to the technical consultants. Even these tables will contain the system data. It stores system data. Okay, so these are the 3 tables, but we can access the transparent tables using the transaction code. Do you know transaction code? Sandesh?
No, it is actually entered, so I don't recollect this.
Okay. SE 16 then.
Yes, I remember this. SE16.
Yeah. This is the transaction code. Anyways, we will see this in detail when we. Have you been given the access, server access?
No, sir.
Okay, please connect with them. Take the server access.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So that we can start working on that software. Okay. So for today, I will stop here to the tables. Tomorrow, I'll show you how to log in into the software, what options we have in the SAP software, how do you access different transaction codes, how do you access SPRO or configurations. Those things I'll discuss tomorrow. Okay, this is only just a basic introduction to SAP. I will also show you how many components we are going to study, what are the uses of each of those components, all the stuff we are going to see tomorrow. Yeah, right? Any doubt?
Okay,
No,
sir.
sir.
Fine then. So we will meet tomorrow at the same time. Yeah, and we'll discuss other topics in EHS. Well, tomorrow we'll start EHS by the way.
Noted, sir.
Okay.
Okay.
Fine,
Bye, sir.
Tushar.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Sandesh. Okay, take care. Suhel, take care.
Yes, thank you, sir.
I'll
Yes,
see
sir.
you
Thank
guys tomorrow.
you. Okay,
Yes.
You
sir.
are
Bye.
most welcome. Take care.
Bye.
Yeah,
Bye.
bye.